Welcome to one more meditation in October 2024, where we are following the phases of the moon. We have entered the last quarter moon for October. It's a season to rebalance ourselves within our relationships. And as we have come through the new moon and the full moon, we are now in the phase of looking back and reflecting everything that we went through in the last two moons. All the energies we experienced, all the situations, how we interpreted, how we reacted, and allowing ourselves to reflect from a higher perspective. And as the last quarter moon enters the sign of Leo, this brings fire, this brings fiery energy, this brings a drive energy to really integrate yourself, your new self, your new version in the relationship of self-love with yourself and within your relationships around you, your loved ones. There's massive change coming to assist you from this last quarter moon. And we allow ourselves to ride these energies of reflection, of bird's eye view about yourself, your self-love, how you look after yourself. How do you give? How do you receive? And how does that feel to you? These are all aspects of yourself that have played out in many different versions of yourself, and you're fine-tuning to this new version that you're going to enter through your reflection and integrate all the way through the end of this phase. And once you integrate, we'll start with the new moon. When you get to the integration point as your new version, from that new version, you will have a whole new perspective of all the layers of yourself to be able to work on. And this is how we continue our healing, our upgrading, month by month, moon by moon, using the moon energies to synchronize our healing, or better yet, to synchronize our healing to the moon phases, supercharging us, increasing all the possibilities available for us. When we find this merging with the moon phases, there is such a potent availability of timelines for us to tap in, because the energies of the moon are giving us exactly what we need for our healing process, for our own upgrading. We don't feel lost, and we create momentum. And I invite you to join the Patreon community. Even though these meditations are available on YouTube, in the Patreon community, we have a group support where we share our stories, we share our experiences, we assist each other. And I also share intermittent, interim meditations to assist through the process. Because even though each phase offers us similar energies, as a group format, we're going through different themes, and through these themes, we're able to great sustenance to be able to heal and upgrade. So as you join, you have access to further contact and meditation, life goals, to help you integrate even more these energies. If you're doing these meditations and you're finding you're a bit lost, perhaps joining for a short period of time will allow you to learn a little bit more how to synchronize with the moon energies. And once you do, you can pretty much continue on your own. You will have activated your own knowledge and wisdom about these energies and how to relate and how to synchronize to it. And once you are merged with these energies of the moon, you'll be flowing. You'll be on your own in a good way, synchronized, activated. And intuitively riding these energies like a master. As we start this last quarter moon, allow yourself to go through self-reflection in a positive way through your heart, choosing your heart. If thoughts of negativity or low vibrational thoughts are creeping in, ask your thoughts, are they real? Are they true? And your heart will speak to you and say, no, they're not true. You are much more than that. And this will allow you to alchemize, dissolve these thought processes to be able to continue to integrate yourself into your new version. And what is that new version of yourself? Is it a version more committed to your self-love, to your boundaries, to your limitations? Are you being able to perceive other people's limitations, other people's wishes and desires? And that the same way you have your own desires, they have their own. And can these desires be manifested for all of you within the relationship in ways that suits each and every one of you, not just the one? Can we find reciprocity within ourselves and others? Can we see it? And as we find all these aspects of us, of ourselves, we gently and kindly integrate into it through inspired actions, intuitive actions. We take the moment to breathe and listen to our intuition, to our gut, to our heart, and act slowly and gently. And this is how we'll continue to integrate this new version of yourself. And if you look back from the beginning of the new moon, you will understand what a ride we've had. How intense was that full moon? But we survived, and we survived with a new mind, new perspective, stronger heart. And a much better sustainability for ourselves. And now I invite you to join me connecting to the last quarter moon to receive the activations and the messages that we need for ourselves to continue this journey in alignment, in sovereignty and harmony with oneself and others. Take a nice breath. Bring the air into your physical body. Follow the presence of the air into your tummy and out. Stay with that sensation, with that focus. Allowing all other sensations to play out as you continue to breathe in and out. And here we are grounding ourselves to Mother Earth, finding our roots, reaching deep into the center of the earth, anchoring, connecting, receiving from Mother Earth. Activating our hearts, opening our channel, expanding our channel through our crown, where it's protected by your guardian angels to be open and receive light from the divine, light from your guides of the highest vibration. And as your crown expands, so does your heart and so does your roots. And if you're able to feel more than one chakra, allow yourself to feel. All chakras are activated at this moment, regardless of feeling, noticing or not. Trust that your chakras are balanced, open, and command your body to be in receiving mode, to be in surrender mode with trust, with love, because you simply are. And feel the energy coming through your crown and into your heart, almost like a weight, a gentle weight coming into your heart and sitting in your heart. It's weighted, but it's gentle. This feels like a different activation than before, Perhaps it feels like there's a space in your heart that is receiving a liquid, a weighted liquid, and it's filling up slowly and gentle, nurturing you, nurturing that heart. And as you continue to feel this fulfilling and feeling energy into your chest, remember it's the moment to nurture yourself, to allow yourself to be here, enjoying this, leaving all the worries behind. We're only here for a few minutes, and these few minutes are yours. This is the first step of self-love, to accept a moment for yourself without the guilt that others don't have your attention, that others don't have your giving, and that you are receiving without giving. This is unconditional love being presented to you, allowing you to receive for just simply receive, because you can. And it's not even a matter of being worthy of it, it's a matter of just receiving. The same way you like the feeling of others receiving what you have to give, transfer that feeling to yourself of receiving. You are a child of God, and God knows your name. He wants to give you. He wants to give you love, light, space, wisdom. He wants to activate what's already within you, and for you to allow to be activating is receiving. You know what others desire, their wishes, their wants, their needs, and you're always there to suffice that, to supply, to give in your relationships. Right now, for a few minutes, I'm asking you to be the receiver, to be the one understanding what you desire. What do you need? What do you want? And show that to the world for simply showing, not for imposing, not for throwing back on people's face, but simply for being and receiving, because you are a child of God. Are you allowing yourself to be and feel that child of God? And the heart is filling up with this lovely, lovely liquid that feels that weighs your heart a little bit in a nice way, in a nurturing way. It's like anchoring nurture, anchoring love. It's so gentle. It's soothing feeling in your heart. And the more you can feel this right now, you activate this soothing feeling in your body. That is the feeling of when you decide to do something for yourself. That you decide without the blame or the shame or the guilt. When you simply decide because you wish. That is the soothing, self-soothing feeling a baby has. When they're breastfeeding, when they're being held, when they're being gazed in their eyes. Our self-soothing was override and interfered with feeding schedules and sleeping schedules programmed by society. It was imposed upon us, interfering with our own growth within our own soothing mechanism. And we're being gifted how soothing, self-soothing should feel like when you do something for yourself, just for yourself. What you do for yourself has no interference to anyone else, no benefit to anyone else, no detriment to anyone else. There's no effect on anyone else. Just for you, unconditionally. But our soothing, self-soothing, has been conditional, has been imposed and forced, distorted. And we've been gifted this opportunity to feel from the first moments of your life where you already knew how to self-soothe. And the more you explore this energy right now by feeling, by nurturing, by feeding back into your physical body, into your cells, into your chakras, the next time you make a decision to be creative into a self-love decision and activity, you will be able to remember this feeling. You will be able to allow this feeling to come through your body for you to feel it. And it might be small at first, but you can grow in the many activities that you choose to feel this more and more until self-love actions are simply self-love. They're not attached to guilt, conditions, transactional. They're not attached to anyone but yourself. And I want you to take a moment to stay with those sensations a bit longer, because they're here still. The activation is still happening, and it takes us to receive. It takes us to act on this activation by feeling, allowing the feeling to transmute all through your body however you want to transmute. And you stay with it until the feelings are eased or faded out all by itself at its own time. And that means your heart have worked with that activation. Your heart is then working within your body to bring it to every cell, and you're allowing that time, that physical 3D time to happen. You're allowing the mind to understand what that feeling is, to bring you memories of when you had those feelings of self-soothing without interference, without distortion. And it makes sense we are receiving this because we have earned it in a way. From the new moon to the full moon, it all has been about you in a relationship, and I am sure you have unfolded, unraveled, uncovered many aspects of you and understood and learned so much about yourself in relationships from your perspectives and the perspective of the relationship as a whole. And you now understand that self-love is the key for you. Self-love is the key for them. And the more you build your own self-love, they will look at you and ask, that is beautiful. I want some of that. And through your own self-love, you will trigger others to look for their own. It eliminates our worry, to worry about them not looking after themselves, because they will want this. Continue to stay in the sensation, which is still very lively, very here with us. We can nurture more of it. We're here self-soothing because we can, not because we're hurt, not because we have cried, not because we're not being attended to, simply because these are the moments you have for yourself on your own, reading, making a coffee, running. These are your moments. And you can make these moments even more of your moments by shredding the distraction, the guilt, the distortions, the attachment. And the next 7 days you will have moments of self-love, and you can ask yourself, what is it in this activity of self-love in this moment right now I can shred, I can let go, I can give it back to the other person that is not mine, that I am holding, that I don't need it right now to be self-soothing myself. And if you can drop and release that through realization alone while being in your heart, it will be done. And you'll be able to enter another step deeper into the depths of self-love consciousness. And then another situation will come and you can ask another question. In this moment of self-love, what is not mine that I can let go? How is this situation? How can I do this just for me? Not out of rebellious or selfishness or anything like that, just for you. How playing one key note in a piano, how can that action of listening to that key note be just the benefit of you? Simply to listen one key note and soothe yourself from that. How is that just for you? How can you win the lottery just for you? Just for winning? Or do you want to win the lottery to help many? Which you end up doing anyway. But you want to win the lottery, conditioning yourself to help many. Or do you just want to win the lottery? And how can you drop all the conditions in your moment of self-love? The energies are increasing to the higher heart, which is a little bit above the top of your sternum. That means for me, through these activations we have been doing, we are reaching a point of completion, a point of anchoring this consciousness of self-love. And this is the moment to set the intention that we choose to ask those questions. We choose to act on the self-love out of intuition. We choose to drop what we don't need. And we choose to self-soothe ourselves purely out of your own desire, out of your own need, out of your own want. And I thank you for being here. And I thank the dogs for barking, to give us this moment to receive more, to receive deeper into our hearts. The spirit animal of a dog is loyalty and unconditional love. And I love that they were barking. And I took a moment to allow them to express their barking. And then within that moment, we took that moment for ourselves to continue to feel the energies, while at the same time giving space for the dog to bark. And this is what I mean by soothing yourself. You're there feeling your own energy through this meditation. And the dogs were barking. They had their space to bark and express. We had our space to sit and feel all at the same time. There's no interference from one to another. They were simply a sharing, a reciprocity of a moment where the dogs were doing their own thing and you were doing your own thing. And I love how this analogy just came through right now. Because at first I thought of editing, and that's why I paused. But now I understand why I paused. Because as I paused to allow the dog to bark for me to edit later, now I realized I was sensing and feeling and stealing the energy for myself. So if you imagine in your relationships, when you're doing self-love, that others are choosing to do what they choose to do, and you're allowing yourself to not interfere with what they choose while you are busy with your choice that you chose for yourself, whatever that choice is. And the more you can do that, the more you activate them to see and think, I would love that for myself too, and they will search, they will seek. And as you are in your heart choosing yourself, they will receive from the heart. And that's why we need to work on shredding the selfishness, the guilt, the blame, the shame, the frustration, the resentment, the grief. When we say we're doing something for ourselves, but we're doing it out of those places. Because the energy will transmute that way, and they will see it, they will feel it, they will interpret. And the outcome won't be as gentle and soft and easy for them to come to a conclusion that they also need some self-love. And as you detach from the only giver in a family, in a relationship, or the only receiver in a family or relationship, and you focus on your own intuitive self-love, shredding the distortions of your own self-love, you will see a change in the others, and that is when you're not even trying to change them. And now you understand the activation is now complete. And I love when the universe brings other elements into the meditation, which is all part of it. We just need to sit back, see the signs, trust our intuition, interpreting the signs, learning from them, and gaining this concept, this consciousness that just came through from a simple action of the dogs barking. So I invite you to settle into your hearts, continue to breathe. Allow these energies to easily fade and dissipate slowly and gradually on its own, leaving you in a state of calmness, state of bliss, state of sovereignty, state of alignment. And that for me is a sign that the activation has been accepted. You have accepted. You have allowed yourself to receive. You got yourself in a receiving mode, and you work through with your intuition, with your wisdom, with your knowledge. I have done nothing for you here. We have all received this activation at the same time, in ways that we only know how we need and what we need. Remember, you've done this together and on your own through your own empowerment, through your own choice, intention and willingness, through your own knowledge. We are love and light. We are wisdom activators 369. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you on the Patreon for interim meditations to help us continue to integrate the light and the energies and the message, expand on this message and how we relate to our lives, each and every one of our lives, separately, individually, and as a group. I love you. Thank you for being here.